So what is index? Index means it is used to improve the speed of the processing. Okay. So for example, see, there are two types of indexes: clustered index, non-clustered index. First we will discuss in real time. Suppose in telephone directory, how do you find the phone number, landline number of a particular name? How do you find? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell.
Starting serial numbers.
So how do you find means? If you know the name, then if you that telephone directory will have alphabetical order. Okay. So that names should be alphabetical order. Then only you can able to find that particular person landline number quickly. Otherwise, it is not possible. Okay. So that is the real-time example for clustered index. Okay. Clustered index means if you create the primary key on a particular column in a table, then automatically one index will be created. That is called clustered index. Okay. So that index inside internally what happens means, suppose if you create the clustered index on employee name, then whatever the records have been inserted into that table, that order must be followed based on the employee name in alphabetical order. Okay. If you use the employee name in where condition, like this. If you use the employee name in where condition, then so already employee name, that is primary key, clustered index has been created. That means all the records have been inserted or aligned based on the employee name alphabetical order internally, so that whenever you are trying to use employee name in where condition, then it can be retrieved very quickly. Okay. So that is the clustered index. Non-clustered index means, suppose I will give one textbook to you and to find the particular topic in that textbook. So how do you find that topic? Page number. If you have contents or index, index will be in every textbook. Index will be lies at the end of the book. Okay, that will also happen in, that will also aligned in your textbook. Okay, so if you go to that topic name according to the alphabetical order, you will find the page number and you will go to the particular page number. You can able to see the topic name. Okay, topic name and its matter. Okay, so that is index. So similarly, non-clustered index means, suppose if any column name exists on the where condition, that column name must not have any primary key, then it is better to create this type of index. Okay, so syntax is create index. MP underscore. I'm going to create employee number on this. Here, this is the syntax for creating non-clustered index. See. So one index has been created on employee table. So indexes from EMP. Then see this. This is the index name. So you can able to see the indexes, what are the indexes available on that particular table. So by using this query. Same employee in, you can give the database name also. And you can give like this also. Suppose if you want to drop the index, so drop index and take this index name on EMP. Fix. Now you can check it. It is not available. Okay. And see, go to the design and indexes here. You can give that index name and select this column name, employee number, and click on apply. See this. This is the syntax for creating the index. See this. So this is the another approach to create the index. Okay. And if you want to not primary key on this employee name. Okay. So here, see this one primary key has been created for employee name. See this primary key for employee name has been created. Okay. So this is simple topic, clustered index, non-clustered index. Clustered index means, so if you create the clustered index, I mean, if you create the primary key on a table, then it will automatically create the clustered index. So based on that clustered index column, the records have been aligned internally. Okay. So that whenever you are trying to use that clustered index column in where condition, it will fetch the records quickly. Okay. So non-clustered index means, so just like the index page in textbook. Okay. So whenever you are using non-clustered index column in a where condition, so it will automatically fetch the data quickly. Okay, it will automatically go to that page numbers, okay, which have been is internally assigned. Okay, so it will automatically goes to that memory space and it will fetch the records. Okay. So when this index has been created means, so what will happen without index? What will happen with the index? Yes. For example, if you are consider one table, in that table, if you have 1000 records, no problem. No need to create index also. You can get the data quickly. If you have 1 lakh, no problem. 10 lakhs, somewhat it will be complex. Okay. So more than 1 lakh, if you create the index on a particular column, which you are going to use that column in where condition, then you can easily get the data quickly. Okay. Suppose EMP table will have 10 lakhs data. Okay. I have written one store procedure. That store procedure, I have written one select query, employee select star from employee where salary greater than 3000. Okay. So without creating the index, this query will take 1 minute or 2 minutes. If you create the index on salary column, why? Because in where condition you have used sal column. Okay. So if you create the index on sal column, then if you execute this query, you will get the data very quickly. Okay. So that is the difference between index without index and with index. Okay. And if you create the primary key on a particular column which you are using that column in where condition, then it will much faster than others. Okay, sometimes you need to write the logic based on the primary key. Okay, that means suppose if we create employee number, if we create the primary key on employee number, okay, so if you use employee number in where condition, then you can get the data very quickly. After that, if you move that data into the temp table, and then you can apply the logic. Okay, suppose if you use the employee number in a where condition which will have the primary key, then if you get the records like 10,000, after that it is better to move that entire 10,000 records to temp table, and then you can start to write the logic. Okay, so that is the one of the technique. Okay, so this is about index.